Excuse me. Hey guys, welcome back. This is SK.
Atlantis.
I was about to say Atlantis simply because usually, like up until I did the Resident Evil, LP series, like it was always your LP that I was a part of.
Right.
So you would go first.
Yeah, but now roles have reversed.
Yeah, you're doing. You're the racist guy. You're the racist
I don't
keeper.
do LPs anymore unless I'm guesting on somebody else's. I haven't done
Guesting?
I'm a guest on somebody else's.
Oh.
Like Ix or Dre or you or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Tajak whenever, rarely when he's down.
Okay, so anyway, we just take the stripping agent and use it on this thingy.
There were things I did want to LP that I never got around to doing. Like
what?
Like, I would have loved to have done, the Elysian Tale. Dust and Elysian Tale. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have done that.
That's a good game.
Golly, it's a good game.
It ended so much quicker than I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be. It just kind of seemed like
short.
all of a sudden, bam, in your face. This is.
But because of it, how short it is, that's why I'd highly recommend going for 100%. Do it. Well, 100% of the game's like 117%. It's a really weird number.
Why is it like that?
I don't know. I mean, other games do that.
Okay, well, like, how do you determine?
Yeah,
the
what's
percentage?
max?
Like, how do you do max?
You just kind of.
Like, you mean like get all the achievements on Xbox or something?
Well, no. There's a percentage completion rate on your save file. Like, it says how much percent you're done with the game.
That guy must be Marcus's son or grandson.
Why can't the game run like that all the time?
What do you mean?
Like no crackling audio. Or...
Yeah. Well, there wasn't really any audio to speak of other than Rebecca's voice, and her voice isn't like blaring in the. If I recall, I think there was something like mysterious objects are floating in the water. Like, is it in a fish tank? Well, actually, those probably are all fish that are mutated, but they're dead because nobody's fed them in so long.
They're blobfish.
So they floated to the top. Hey, that thing creeped me out, dude. Woman in love with a dead man. What the fuck? As soon as the words left my mouth, that's when I realized just what I just now said. Somebody made a painting
entitled Necrophilia.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, the F-bomb kind of came out without me realizing. Like, you see how that caught me off guard,
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Yeah, tell them the nice, really, joke that you made off camera when I got back and got the green chemical to create the stripping agent.
Yeah, as soon as you made the stripping agent, I gestured at Rebecca, and I'd like to see that agent strip.
I was just like,
groan.
And he got back up in a hurry. Are you faking me out? Because that was only 4 shots. Ah! That one got up right next to me.
Well, you were being faked out in one way or another.
Yeah, kind of. I applaud, actually. Apparently that other one did in fact die. He would have gotten up by now.
And that mannequin really creeps me out.
Oh, you did see the full. That was a person. You saw all 3.
There was a YouTube video that had all 3 in one video.
Yeah, the one guy who survived the mass murder, gets put on trial, and somehow everybody is so stupid. Everybody's always looking at him and never the mannequin, but he's like,
gonna kill him right there in the courtroom.
He's like, man, if you don't get that scissors out of that mannequin's hand.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, come on, do you really expect us to believe that a mannequin
could possibly...
And somehow, the jury, all of a sudden, they, run onto screen. They were off screen this whole time. And they're like, watch out, he's going on a killing spree, because, the mannequin already got the lawyer and the prosecutor.
Yeah.
And they just start running past the mannequin. He's just...
So it's
in their backs as they're going across. And somehow... the judge is looking at the janitor the whole time. And she's like, I don't know how you did it, but you somehow managed to kill, like, everybody in this room. I, sentence you to immediate execution, and may God have mercy on you. And she doesn't finish the sentence.
Yeah.
And the janitor tries to run out. He's like, man, I'm going to tell everybody about you. I know the truth now. And he, like, jiggles on the doors, and the door somehow broke.
Yeah.
Because that was his problem. That's why he didn't get murdered at the mall. He said he got locked inside the janitorial closet. Because the knob just sticks sometimes.
Yeah.
He's like, so he, like, jiggles at it, like, he sees that, the lock is somehow stuck, and he goes, aw, beep!
Yeah.
He's still saying, aw, shit. And the mannequin comes up to him and kills him in a first-person POV.
Ah, good stuff.
That was I don't know, as far as I know, it must have been, like, a belated idea, like at first, they were just gonna have that first mannequin skit that we always,
yeah, the one
we always talked
reference,
about
yeah.
when we were little, where he's in the clothing store and the two girls, like, they never see him actually move, but even though he's in a different spot every time, they just go like, huh, that mannequin really creeps me out.
Creeps me out.
Because as far as I know, like, the next two skits that kind of, like, complete the trilogy were not made to, like, kind of progress the story until, like, way later, to my knowledge. Because I never saw, like, either of the next two until...
Right, yeah.
Just at some point in the last couple of years. And somehow, it's like, with each one, as it goes on, there's, like, a greater and greater number of people in the mannequin's, like, immediate presence. So it's like, it like, gets stupider how nobody sees him
notices.
move. Yeah.
I don't know how you've done it, but you've killed everybody.
You've somehow killed every person in this room. It's like, how... You were looking at him and you never saw his arm move, and yet people were dying in the room all around you, like, by a pair of scissors. Obviously, the mannequin is not a mannequin.
Yeah, that's the whole joke. It's just a dude. It's just a dude killing people, and he holds still.
Yeah, it's like she was looking at Jaren the whole time. It's like, how do you come to the conclusion, even if you honestly believe that the mannequin cannot move, how did you come to the conclusion he just killed everybody because you were looking right at him? Did you see a pair of scissors in his hand, or his arm move in such a way as to... Yeah, Mad TV, pretty funny, usually.
Yeah.
Action Jackson is probably, like, my favorite skit of all time, dude. I guess it's a zombie kind of...
Just having a snack.
Either that or he's crawling along the floor on me. Oh, no.
Nope, snack time.
No, he's crawling towards me.
Oh no, that is
Yeah, that is.
crawl.
Let him nosh.
Are you still on? Watch out, put you on danger.
Yeah, but I was planning on, using herbs after this anyway, so...
No, it's
Well,
still,
no, I'm still should be good for one bite. What's this? Aha!
Hey!
It's an actual container of some kind of, gaseous agent.
If I was a very fertile woman, I would be like, I really hope he's a sterile agent.
I can tell you were just trying. You're like, I'm not sure if how this is gonna work out. I'm just gonna go for it. It was kind of like in that same, crescendo of tone that Stephen Mitchum did when he was like, "What? Miss Ratcliffe. What was her name? Miss Calloway, our
Yeah.
teacher. Miss Calloway. Jonathan. Yeah, I said Ratcliffe because that was Jonathan's last name. John's trying to show me dog pornography." Just the way he kind of drifted off.
Like, he just realized how stupid what he's saying was. It was like, well, I've gone this far. Might as well see it through.
And hopefully just the sheer stupidity of it is what's going to make people laugh. And sure enough, we're still talking about it to this day.
Right.
And that was in 8th grade.
Oh, man. Golly, we're old.
Not old, man. Screw you. You can think you're old. I ain't old. I'll admit, I've noticed I'm doing a thing or two lately that is something that an older person would do. I'll give you that. But, like...
Embrace it!
Drinking water a lot more and...
Embrace it.
Kind of worrying about sugar.
You're old.
I can't embrace it. Screw that.
Alright, at what age...
Why would I want to embrace it?
What age would you have to say before you consider yourself old? That's actually a good question. What is old age?
Like, to where no matter how I personally want to feel about it, like, young at heart kind of thing.
Yeah,
in my mind, where no matter what, that does not matter how I think of it, just...
What number represents old age?
I guess 50.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I still consider 40 kind of midlife, you know? I think 40 is... Yeah,
that's like,
well,
you know, when people, when like dudes start going like doing something stupid and crazy at 40, they say they're going through like midlife crisis. Yeah. I think it's like.
Well, then I guess 50 is still not old technically. I think honestly.
Well, maybe not creaking bones old. Oh great, yeah, put me right here in a very enclosed space.
I think 60, 65 is more along the lines of like old, like
reading
elderly.
room key.
You know, I would really like to be in that room with Rebecca.
You're trying.
Especially if she's a stripping agent.
I'm pretty sure this has something to do with leeches, so in this case, breeding is not an attractive term at all. I'm not sure if this actually, like, does more damage. But I noticed, like, I can shoot significantly faster.
And it has a bigger clip.
It does?
Yeah, it's 15 bullets.
It was 15 before, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? I thought it was, like, 12.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 15.
Are you sure? What was the clip size
Mr.
of...
Ventress!
Are you sure? What was Rebecca's clip size?
I think it's 15, too. We'll see when we go back to her, I guess.
Then what's the differences between the two guns?
I think, like, okay, this is the one that Billy has, right? I think, like, the specific model, I think it's something like you have a slightly bigger chance of getting a headshot. Like, the crit rate is a little bit higher. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay, breeding room key. I think I know where that goes. It was not this. So, good job. I'm not going to say it till after I save, okay?
Right.
But you know what I'm about to say. Or you at least have a good idea.
I may.
Okay, I don't have... No, I have enough room for the incursions on. After all this time, the game actually has not crashed since since that message. So
yeah, it's funny you're waiting until after you saved.
You know, as soon as I said if I had not saved yet,
yeah,
Dolphin was gonna be like, I heard that.
Yep, yeah.
Should be this room right here. What's that?
Yo, mama. That is a glowing chain.
I just had the feeling that I am not completely on this room. Who'da thunk?
At least you're fine.
Well,
by the way, you kept the ink ribbons.
Yeah. For some reason, that other hunter is not getting in in on the action yet.
And dead. And dead. And... that was it, just one more bullet.
I like how the music, they actually try to fake you out. You get so used to, you know, musical cues to know that you've defeated all the enemies in the room. And they lag behind on the hunters, so you might potentially end up wasting more ammo trying to cap them while they're down. Nice. It's actually kind of fiendishly clever.
Yep. Yeppers, yep.
Okay, so we got the dial, and now we can send it down to Rebecca.
Yep.
And then we have a slight puzzle to figure out there. What was the... yeah, right here. I think. So what's up with you and Peppermint, man?
We just never really got along.
Just didn't click, I suppose.
No, not really. I'm not a big Peppermint fan. Really not a whole lot to it. It's just that.
It's just because I for the audience, I've discovered like a new Yuletide treat recipe that's really simple to make. Just stick one of those peppermint candy sticks in a cup of water and give it some time to dissolve. Got some nice peppermint flavored water. It's cheap, yet very tasty.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
It's a new recipe in SK's cookbook, you know.
Oh boy, I'd love to see that cookbook.
Actually, I have finally decided, like, in the last couple of years, I decided, like, I haven't really been intent on it, but I have made some effort to start learning to, like, cook a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Well, so far, I really only got one recipe under my belt, and it's, of course, it's really simple starting off. Taco soup.
Okay.
You get yourself a crock pot, right?
Right.
And this is how I personally do it. Like, Mom taught me this. She does it different, like, in terms of, like, ingredients, not actually how you cook it. I go with, like, at least 1 pound of like, ground chuck, or lean ground beef. Well, what
Meat.
the stuff that comes from the cow, specifically from the cow, the beef, any kind of beef from, from the meat section of your local grocery. I mean, I just go with that. Whether it's ground chuck, ground round, lean beef, select, choice, premium, whatever you call that crap.
Right.
I don't even know how to distinguish between that. So, I believe, hold up, the way the clues went, first it mentioned the number 4 in red, and then it said, like, double the numbers, so I guess, 4 times 2, 8.
But I saw 2 in blue, right?
Yeah. Then it was a 2 in blue after that, and then also in blue, the term half their numbers.
Didn't you go the wrong direction to 2 then? Red was to the right, blue meant to the left, right?
Oh,
I
I forgot to take into account the actual, like, left right part.
So go right to 4, right to 8, then left to 2.
Okay. And then also, like, something like half their numbers was also in blue after 2, so I assume it's 1 to the left.
Okay.
After that. But no! Crap, I hope that doesn't actually
Yeah, that would totally mess it up.
So it's like the combination on your locker at school.
Yeah.
It actually mattered, like whether you went left, right, and so forth.
Absolutely. Assuming that's right, I don't.
Now, how do you know? Wait, how did you match up the colors with the directions?
I don't know. Well, you just said. I don't know. I really have no idea.
Well, I mean, it's still worth a shot. Okay, left to 2. Then.
No.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the document again.
We got the
Leech growth records. There it is. I'm kind of disappointed
Alright.
in us after, we managed to get it like a seemingly much harder puzzle done yesterday on the first shot.
Right. So I guess red for right is I guess what I was thinking, and then obviously just another color would be left.
Okay, so 4 leeches. 7 days since, well, seven isn't like,
In a color.
so I assume it's just kind of natural to assume it has nothing to do with they doubled their numbers in 1 hour. But the ravenous appetites led them to cannibalism, hastened to increase food supply, but lost 2.
Not the number.
So I bet
2.
the next number is 6. And then
Then
lost
3.
half.
I don't know if the color of the text has anything to do with it.
Well, we'll just go with the roll from before. Red for right, blue for left, whatever.
Hey!
Da, da, da.
Ba-ba-da-da-da!
Okay, so
Da-ba-da-ba-da!
back to taco soup recipe.
Okay, so
So you get a pound of
pound of cow.
Yeah. You brown it in a skillet. Make sure it's nice and.
More like it. Billy, I found an aerial cable car. We can get out of this. Roger. The sooner we get out of here, the better. Out.
I had a feeling like a leech monster or something was gonna sneak up
Right.
behind her
Alright,
while she
so
was talking.
you got a pound of cow.
Yeah. You brown that in a skillet. Make sure it's real nice and
Yeah.
cooked thoroughly. And
I'm assuming you strain it.
actually, no, I didn't. Kept all the liquid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it's kind of what makes it, the soup part. This and like keeping the liquid in everything that's produced. But it's not just the meat. Okay, like after browning the meat, you dump it all into a crock pot, right?
Right.
Then you take 1 or 2 cans, just depending on your personal preference, of what I do is fire roasted tomatoes from the store.
Okay.
And just dump all of them into the crock pot with the liquid. Kind of give it the soup texture. Kind of keep that. And then also 2 cans of ranch style pinto beans.
Not a big pinto bean fan.
And then also me personally, it doesn't really give it a cheesy flavor, but kind of just barely, so it's worth it to me. I dump about half a pack of like shredded cheddar cheese into there.
Dude, I know. Like, unfortunately, I feel I love cheese,
Yeah.
but I feel like the taste of cheese is so light that even when you put it in stuff, you can barely taste it. And I'm like, always wanting to put cheese in everything. Like, if
Yeah.
there's supposed to be cheese in it, I want a lot of cheese in it.
So I don't know. Maybe I should try just the full packet next time, and hopefully it'll bring out enough of the cheese flavor. And then also, and this is me personally. This is something I also added, like a whole like 8-ounce, or is it 16 ounce? It might be 16. I don't know whether it's 8 or 16. Of taco sauce, like the Ortega brand taco sauce, into the pot. and is there anything else? Oh, and also taco seasoning, a packet of taco seasoning, and a packet of ranch dressing seasoning. So it's like ranch dressing in a seasoning form.
Yeah. You take the powdered ranch and you mix it with like Miracle Whip or something, and it makes ranch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's how you make ranch.
and in fact, like, see, that's like that's how I differ from mom. I actually use 2-pack is just to get like super extra flavor. She only uses 1 packet of each kind of seasoning. She personally puts corn, like I also like a can of corn into hers. I hate corn, generally. It definitely don't belong in taco soup to me.
Corn does not sound like anything that should have to do with tacos.
Other than I guess like the shell, like a taco shell, made from corn. So I guess that's kind of supposed to like simulate, because actually putting like say tortilla chips or something to try to, like, I tried this once and it totally doesn't work out. Like tortilla chips to kind of like give it the feeling
chips.
of like a
taco.
Yeah, like the shell part of the taco. It totally doesn't work because they get so nasty and soggy after. So yeah, you put all that crap in there into the crock pot, put it on high for about 2 hours, and then stirring it occasionally, and you got a good probably, like, if that's all you ate for like the next 2 days, it would be a good enough supply to last you about 2 days worth of food.
Yeah.
And for
A
me,
lot of
like,
people
I make
do
it more expensive than, like, mom does it cheaply. Like, the ingredients I changed up and added make it a lot more expensive. All in all, it's at least $25 for me. But $25 for about 2 days worth of food, hey, ain't bad. And now that I'm up above on the same level as Billy, I can use this thingy.
That is on the ground that you won't pick up.
Well, I gotta drop something. And I think you knew that. You were just being smart.
I was. As I usually am. All this talk of food's getting me stirred up, dude.
Yeah. I think after this episode, we will have to go for a Baconator.
A pretzel bun Baconator.
Oh, dude. The pretzel bun just so... Like, it just takes it from just being, like, a good...
Hearty burger.
Possibly even memorable piece of food to, like, legendary status instantly. All by itself.
As far as fast food goes, there's not much of a better burger you can get than a Baconator.
Yeah. Five Guys is on the same level as far as...
Oh gosh, their burgers are so good.
Almost all fast food is so freaking nasty, it's totally not worth it. Unless you're just, like, desperate and you're on the road or something on a long trip and you're just that hungry.
Yeah.
But you don't have, like, time to sit down at a restaurant, or maybe don't have that much money to spend. Like, except for something like that, just about all fast food I totally avoid. It's totally not good enough.
I don't ever eat out. Ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't eat fast food.
Like, if you even count Raising Cane's as fast food, I eat that for lunch like twice a week, just 'cause it's just down the street from work.
It's fast food, but it's just chicken. I mean, it's not like...
But it's awesome chicken.
Yeah, it's good chicken.
And the sauce.
I love Zaxby's too.
Actually, I hadn't had Zaxby's in so long. I decided to stop by there on the way.
Yeah.
On the way back. On the way here, like, the other day as I was coming back from Chattanooga, and it was the exact same. Like, it was the only Zaxby's location I knew of where me, you, and K-Jack stopped, like, our first time ever to MagCon together, like, all together, back in 2010, and he made that horrible comparison of Zaxby's sauce to two other substances that, even apart, they're not too desirable, and together, it's quite possibly the most horrifying and disgusting thing I've ever thought of in my life. Thank you, K-Jack, for that, by the way. If you're watching this LP vid, I hate you, dude.
He probably doesn't even know what you're talking about. He probably forgot.
You think he would forget about that? Oh, he's like you, dude. He would never forget a time when he had the perfect opportunity to troll somebody, and he took it.
Like that time?
He trolled me big time on that. He knew. He knew it would make me gag and, like, choke on my food. I could have choked to death. I could have choked to death.
That's how people die!
Screw you, K-Jack. You know what? You still don't know shit about chicken.
I don't want to hear the name of my chicken restaurant come out of
Your mouth. Guys, if you didn't know, if you never heard of, like, the Paris Hilton, will.i.am scuffle a few years ago, because, like, I'm sorry, but I am on Paris Hilton's side on this one thing. The fact that he critiqued the music, that was, yeah, I totally agree with him on that. Black Eyed Peas music is horrible.
Yeah.
But, you know, his reaction after, like, will.i.am punched him out or whatever that was about, and, he, you know, he's being such a baby about it.
So, yeah, back when YouTube was, you know, in its earlier stages and vlogging and those kind of things started becoming popular, there's a YouTube channel with Philip DeFranco called Sexy Phil, and he did a little skit.
He called himself Sexy Phil.
Yeah, his whole theme song was Sexy Phil. He's not sexy. Sexy Phil, he's SXE. That was his SXE Phil.
Oh.
And he actually said he's not actually sexy in the little, like, theme song he had.
Right.
I used to keep up with him a long time ago, but I ended up getting tired of it. He does kind of like current event type thingies. Yeah,
was that a reference
it was.
to what I thought?
Current event type thingies.
Dude, like, at some point, I think it was only in the last couple of years, I made that reference again after, like, I was pretty sure that neither of us had heard about it or even had heard it or brought it up. The audio file of, you know, Adam Sandler's The Goat that you showed me, like,
yeah,
way, way long ago, before we even started college. It was like when you
Yeah.
and Adam just now moved to North Jackson. Yeah, and it was like, dude, I totally remember that, like, when I first brought it up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was great, because it was just the timing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, go on. You were
But
talking about
yeah,
Sexy Phil.
basically, he in current media, you know, things that are happening. And it's stuff I don't really care about anymore, so I don't really watch his stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure he's still active on YouTube. I just don't care. But he did this skit where he was pretending, he was parodying the Paris Hilton versus Black Eyed Peas with himself versus one of his friends
Wait,
about
I'm sorry, may I
water.
interrupt right quick? Did you say Pierce Hilton?
Paris.
Okay, I thought you said it so quickly it came out as Pierce.
Sorry, no, I meant Paris. I said it wrong, but yeah, they did a skit where instead of talking about, you know, like freaking opinions in music, they're talking about brands of water. Like just driving home the point of how stupid it all was.
Yeah, the way DeFranco just mocked.
Oh, that was like some like class A mocking.
And who was it who was this Shay Carl guy that was like his opponent in the story? You know?
Shay Carl was another up and coming vlogger on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I still think he.
Like
does
other
stuff,
than
yeah.
that video, I'd never heard of him.
Yeah, Shay Carl was. I still think he's pretty big on YouTube. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff. I used to keep up with a lot of the big. Like I used to keep up with Shay Carl a little bit. A lot of Philip DeFranco. I did Vlog Brothers forever, but you know, I just. The thing is, I started with Zay Frank. Like he was kind of the not inventor of vlogging, but he had a really good thing going, right?
Yeah.
And then he stopped, and then people on YouTube started picking it up. So, you know, out of interest from what Zay Frank did, I started watching these people, and then I just got tired of them. It
happens.
But yeah.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of that, you know, that spoof that DeFranco did.
Yeah.
On on my way back here, when I stopped for gas at one point, I was like, you know what? I might be thirsty now. I'm gonna go in and get some water.
Now here's the big thing. Did you get Fiji?
Yeah, I know.
Or Dasani?
I actually didn't think that to myself, you know, like tee hee hee, you know, the reference to that video. But like when I went in, I noticed that Fiji was not available, and there was only Dasani and Smart Water. So I actually just went ahead and was like, you know what? I found like something called like lightly strawberry flavored Dasani. So I was like, that sounds good enough. So
But they put sodium in the
exactly.
water.
As I was getting it out of the fridge, I was like, you know what? I need to like call Lance when I get in the car and just like be like, I have a confession to make. I chose Dasani just now over Fiji. And then I'm hoping that you pick it up and be like, well, why would you do that? Dasani's
It's
a terrible product.
They put sodium in their water.
And like we also referenced that video the when you and KJ both came down to help me move my stuff out of Mom's house and into my first apartment in Marshall.
Yeah.
It's like I just now got hired on full time at Norrit. Like at one point, Mom was like just gave us money. She was like, if you want to go to the grocery store right quick, just get you some food for the the short amount of time you'll be staying here. So I was like, when I went there, you just like stayed behind. And, like, K-Jack and I went. So I was like, I saw Fiji and Dasani together, in the, in, like, the fridge aisle. And I was like, just to quickly get something to drink. And, like, so I got one Fiji and one Dasani. And when I got home, it's like, okay, so, Atlantis, I got a Fiji and a Dasani, like.
Which one would...
which one do you want? You're like, Fiji? I'll have a Dasani. Because I am a water enthusiast. I was like, you're not a water enthusiast. You're a faggot. And Mom, like, took that seriously. We were
just doing the skit.
We were quoting them. She was like, Bradley, do not say that. That is rude. That is very inappropriate. It's like, it was so obvious the way we were talking.
You know how your mom is.
I know. Okay.
Honestly, this is kind of the point the skit was driving home, but who cares? It's water. Like,
yeah.
It's just water.
Nobody should ever take somebody else's water. That's how people die.
That's like, I would order a pizza.
I could have choked to death.
I could have choked. I didn't have my water because I ate a pizza, and I could have choked to death. That's how people die.
Okay, so I'm gonna head back over to the train with Billy, switch over to Rebecca, so I can grab the input coil thingy that I dropped in some room I don't even remember, and also get that one first aid spray that I left on the shelf. I think she has 2 spots left. Hope to God she does. It's like I like how she kind of moves out of the way, like just kind of being respectful as I'm entering the room. All right. So, where did I leave that friggin' coil? I think it was somewhere down here on the bottom floor. And, when we pick that up and we get the train ready to go, we'll call it a bid and...
Sounds good.
Yeah. That's how people die. I say some things about water that people may not like. Guess who came in? Like a heat-seeking DeFranco missile. Shay Carl. Actually, I think I left it in the Blue Leech room. Come to think. Which is kind of a nice, comfy little room. Like, kind of place you can just sit down, chill, read. In your red velvet robe with a pipe in your mouth. Blow a few rings. Listen to some Tchaikovsky on the...
Right, yeah. Sounds like a classy evening.
Watch your fish in that tank over there that are now dead, apparently. Because nobody's been here forever, so it's not like they've been fed. There it is.
Starving to death is.
Probably pretty bad. I imagine in the last couple of days, like, your body is just so gnawing at you.
Like
you can probably
on a
just
scale of 1 to 10, how painful do you think starving to death is?
Okay, like, I'm gonna need perspective here. What would be an example of a 1, and what would be an example of a 10?
I would say a 1 I don't think there is a, or let's say, a 1 being a painless death. Like I don't know.
Just like automatic
lethal injection,
okay.
right? Lethal
Yeah.
injection. Painless.
10 maybe being like
Evisceration. Maybe because if you get eviscerated, right,
yeah.
you're gonna bleed out. You're not gonna immediately die, and well, I don't know, because in blunt force trauma, or not blunt force, but forced trauma on your body, right? If it's bad enough, your body goes into shock, and therefore you might not actually feel a whole lot, right? Because shock prevents that.
How about having acid dumped on you? How about that? That's
okay.
a 10.
Yeah, that's a 10. We'll go with that.
Starving
I don't
to death.
think shock's gonna stop that.
Starving to death probably for the last, not even just a few days, because I heard you can generally live for weeks without food as long as you still kind of have like water.
Yeah.
It's water that's actually more critical of the two. You can only live for a few days without that.
Yeah, I think it's only like 3. Like you are completely devoid of water for 3 days.
Yeah. Probably the last good week or so. It's probably like at about a 7. And probably after only about 3 or 4 days, and this is constant pain too. This is like a constant feeling. It's not like, so even just like it probably only feel more like a 3 or 4 on the pain scale after maybe a week or so. But the fact that it would be so constant, it would probably make you want to die. Like just wish you were dead within enough time.
Right. Ugh.
Just wish you were dead anyway.
Slow
the first aid spray on the shelf, and that'll give me an excuse to actually use that.
Get everybody topped up.
Okay, in fact, we can just save, right back in this room before activating the train. Nobody needs to see me go get this one
Right.
item. It's not even a key item. So
we know where it is.
I'm gonna go grab me a pretzel bun baconator and some strawberry tea because I'm Southern. And we'll see you guys in a minute.
Back.